Hello, this is William McKissock with Schooley Mitchell, your expense reduction specialist. And as you know, I really love to promote other businesses on social media. Even though that's not what we do, we want to help businesses get some free promotion. And today I have with me Charles Visalli.
Yes. Good morning, William. How are you, sir?
I paused there because I was just making sure I pronounced your name correctly. So Charles is with PuroClean. It's a disaster restoration company. And good morning to you as well, Charles. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Before we get into the business itself, tell us a little bit about who Charles is.
Absolutely. Born and raised in Philadelphia, migrated here to Florida, married to my lovely wife, and always been involved in business development and marketing. Owned my own business for 20 years and recently sold that and decided I'm too young to retire, William. So I decided to look at ways I can use my talent and my skills. Victor, who actually owns this franchise, is a good friend of mine, and he and I came to a mutual understanding. I could provide some skill set, offer my services. So I'm doing business development here in the Tampa Bay market for PuroClean franchise.
So yeah, tell us a little bit about PuroClean. I mean, we're a franchise ourselves at Schooley Mitchell, so two franchises talking to one another. So tell the viewer who doesn't know what PuroClean does. I mean, I know it's disaster restoration, but tell us a little bit about PuroClean and what they actually do.
I'd be glad to. So PuroClean is a franchise. It provides the foundation and the framework. We handle things such as fire, water, mold, and biohazard. So simply put, you have a disaster, we're the company. And William, nobody really plans for a disaster. But when it happens, you're rest assured, we focus on the solution and try to manage the crisis for the client because they're very hysterical. They think they're going to lose their house. We come in and do a full assessment. Where's the damage? Let's isolate and figure out what the problem is first, and then offer a way to resolve it, whether it's water extraction, drying, dehumidification, cleaning. Give a sense of calmness to the client so they feel good about the job we're going to perform for their home.
Yeah, and a couple of things. Because you're a franchise, if there's any bigger jobs that you needed to be involved in, I guess you've got access to a lot of equipment that you can bring in from other areas. If it was a really big job you needed to, you can draw people in from other parts of the franchise.
It's wonderful. We do have a very collaborative effort. I've been very impressed, and what I've seen and what I've witnessed with Victor is when we have storms, and we've had a few storms over this past winter, areas that are prone to flooding. They're the first area that's going to be devastated. So we have a box truck. We have two large passenger vans. We've got all kinds of HEPA dehumidifying equipment, water extraction equipment, and we deploy the team there. So a realtor might call us, bed and breakfast, Airbnb has flooded out. Our job is to get there. If we're overwhelmed, we could bring other resources in. Yeah. But rest assured, Victor has the utmost ready equipment. And this is not stuff that you buy just at a regular box store. This is all professional grade equipment that is meets all the standards in our industry, William.
Yeah. In relation to you being a national company, obviously, I know who PuroClean is as a national company. Do you have territories? In this case, do you guys operate a specific set of territories?
For us, I market all the way up into the Brooksville and Spring Hill area. I go into Tampa, Carrollwood, Wesley Chapel. There's so much growth here, and there's a lot of business for us. We'll work with public adjusters. We'll work with a lot of realtors. But the big source of damage that we see has to do with water. So it's my tradespeople that I rely on a lot. And water generally comes, plumbers are my number one source for referrals, and roofers. They'll open up a roof, see some damage up there. Charles, what do? We'll come in and do a free estimate. We'll make sure that if there's an issue there with mold, how do we want to treat it? How do we want to remediate? Do we need to set up a containment barrier? All those things we fully explain to the client, and rest assured, let them know there's going to be equipment running. That's the key that most companies don't do or don't understand, is that you can't unplug the equipment for 8 hours when you go to sleep. We tell them, can you find another accommodation? This equipment has to be running for 24, 48, or 72 hours. The important thing is remediation immediately. Pull out the baseboards, remove the sheetrock, and get in there to avoid mold from spreading and avoiding more devastation.
Yeah, and obviously, as a national company, you bring a lot of weight to the table. But I want to ask a question about, like, how does it work when a client calls you, and how do you get paid in relation to that, and how does the client pay you the fees? How does all of that bit work?
We sort that out with the client right away. Let us come in, assess what the damage is. Sometimes it could be a small little isolated area. If it is, we ask them, do you want to submit this as a claim? If you do, you need to talk to your insurance company. Many times, William, they'll send an insurance adjuster out to evaluate it. There are protocols that we have to follow. If they want the mold to be tested, then we use a mold testing company. And we have 2 or 3 strategic partnerships with those companies. They'll come in because we don't do the testing. Depending on what type of the 5 molds that there are, the black mold being the most significant and the most severe, there'll be a protocol that we then have to follow. And then we'll sit down with them. So as far as the payment, the insurance company understands that there's a $10,000 limit with mold damage. So we'll follow that protocol. And many times the deductible has to be paid to us first, and then we'll start the particular job.
So I'm guessing, all in all, it's a nice, easy, smooth process for the client when they bring you guys in.
We try to make it easy for them as possible. Once I get the referral, I make the initial contact and call them, explain who I am, and that one of our project managers will be out there on site, show them where the damage is. If it's exterior, we may need to get a general contractor to come in. Stucco, a lot of times here in Florida, new builds or older built, cracking in the stucco, and you'll have water intrusion there. If it's a gutter problem, if a roofing problem, we may need to use another expert. But we document all the pictures, we write up a summary report, and we walk them through the process one step at a time so they fully understand. Our initial job is to calm them down, explain the service, and get in to do the job and leave as quickly as possible. Sometimes it can be done within 48 to 72 hours. And then our GC will come in and do the build back and make sure that they're satisfied with everything that was done.
Fantastic, Charles. So, and just to kind of finish things off, you've touched on many aspects about how you guys go above and beyond the call of duty. Give us this as a last thought. Why would I come to you rather than go to another disaster restoration company?
I think it boils down to the team that we have, how quickly we can get on site for this particular job. Communication is essential, William, in any job that you do, making sure that the customer understands, provide them the tools and the opportunities to help themselves by where's the water shut off at? We want to teach them that part of it and walk them through the process of how these things are going to get done and the timeliness in which they're going to be done. Many times they can move to another side of the house or take care of it as quickly as possible. Once we do that, they feel comfortable with the process, and then we move through to finalize it with them. So PuroClean really stands for service excellence because we feel as though the customer is our priority.
Fantastic, Charles. So let me just say to you as a viewer, if you're looking and you need disaster restoration as one franchise networking company to another, it brings so much more weight to the table because you're part of a franchising network. And PuroClean, as you can see, goes above and beyond the call of duty. If you're looking for it, I hope you're not, but if you need this kind of service, you can reach out to Charles. His details underneath his portion of the video. His phone number there, his email, and the website is there. Give him a call if you need him. Hope you don't, but give him a call if you need him. Anyway, Charles, thank you very much for coming on the show. I absolutely appreciate it.
It's been my pleasure, William. Safe travels now. Bye.
Thank you. And I'll hand it over to Dave for the weather.